Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
How's everybody doing? Let us know what you're reading. How's everybody's January started off? Mine has started off with a bang with the whole tooth thing, and
Oh, yeah.
it's just gonna be me and Sarah probably because Lee had something she had to do, and Tiffany is without power. So there are some Florida people without power for things.
Yeah. Think about poor Tiffany probably freezing to death down there in South Florida.
That's one that's like I hope it's not too cold down there because she didn't have any
In
power.
all honesty,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm joking around, but still, yeah.
Yeah. And PK says, I'll be here between 5:30 and 6 my time. Got to drive home and feed my doggies. All right.
Very important.
And she's reading Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan, Epic Fantasy, second of my 23 and 23 list. 46% in. I started yesterday and flying through it so good.
Wonderful.
Well, there you are hitting that 23 and 23 because if I was to
goals.
make a list like that, it would probably be November and I'm like, oh yeah, I have that list and I need to get
December. How many books can I read in December?
yeah. And Tammy says, hello everyone, reading A Likely Story by Jen McKinley. It's Library Lovers. Yay.
Hey.
Hello Danielle. Hi, Val says I'm reading People's Princess by Flora Harding tonight at 62%. Hello, Rose says, hello, listening to Gulf Coast Christmas by Maggie Miller. Last book in the series, and I'm not ready for it to end.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And Ashley says, hi, y'all, reading Do or Die in Library Lover series by Jen McKinley and Pirate's Ghost by Laura Pender, a vintage Harlequin intrigue, I think. Yay.
Dear Thrift Books, do you have that?
I know it's like just the title of it. It's like
right? I just want to read it for the title.
And Karen says, hi everyone. I'm reading and almost finished with The Children of Time by Adrian. I'm not pronouncing that.
Oh yeah, no.
And Jenny says, hi everyone. Going to start Honeymoon for One by Chris Kensington.
Kensington, I think, yeah.
And Tina says, hello y'all. Hope everyone has a great day. I'm reading Millennium Snow Volume 1 in Nabisco Hattori. And Books Can Be Deceiving by Jen McKinley. I think Jen McKinley is our bingo for today.
Yeah, I think so. It sounds like it. A lot of people trying to get like their SAS stuff and whatever started.
Mm-hmm. And Katie says, hi everyone, reading Grilled for Murder, Sophie Kimball. I'm reading that one too, like kind of. I've got so many books going. It's like it's crazy. And Nancy says, hi everyone, reading Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier.
Speaking of a pirate book, that one is so good.
Is it? I have not tried that author yet. I really need to.
You need to read du Maurier. Start with Rebecca.
Yeah, that's why everybody loves Rebecca. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Anita says, good evening, everyone. I'm reading Crime for the Books by Kate Young. And hello, Sarah Beth says, reading the second Outlander book called Dragonflies and Ember.
Very good.
And Book Fan says, hello, reading Peg and Rose Solve a Murder by Laurie Burnson.
Nice.
And Jessica Ann says, hello, everyone. I'm reading A Skeleton Crew. Ooh. That sounds like Stephen King. Is that Stephen King?
Yeah.
And Jessica Lynn says, hello, everyone. I'll first be watching a few YouTube videos and then keep reading Mistletoe Murder by Leslie Meyer, book 1 in Lucy Stone series, 60 pages in so far.
That is a long series.
Yeah. And I know that is definitely a series that I know a lot of people read out of order because it's all seasonal. And so people pick their little seasonal ones out of it. And Nancy said to Sarah Beth, I'm on Dragon of Autumn, number 4. Ooh,
nice.
Look at that. She's just trudging along in that big old series.
Oh, love it.
And Kev says, hi, y'all. Just in from a nice brisk walk and ready to curl up with When Stone Wings Fly by Karen Burnett. dual timeline romance, and I think a bit of suspense. All right.
Ooh, exciting.
And Anita says, crime for the books is great mystery, although there are some cursing that I don't think really needs to be there.
Is Elizabeth here? She's talking about cursing.
I'm like, is that a bibliophile book? Because crimes for the book.
Right?
And Nadine says, hi, everyone. Apparently, I'm binging Jill Shaw's Heartbreaker-based series. Currently reading number 6, Hot Wing Night. I like romance books with well-written, smart humor, and this series has
Anything by Jill Shalvis. When you're done that series, if you want more, go to the Animal Magnetism series.
And Jenny says, Sarah, what's the name of the author who writes the Amish books that you like so much? The darker ones that you talk about. That would
is that the Kate Burkholder,
Yeah.
the Linda Castillo? Yeah, I was thinking that one. At first I thought Marta Perry, but I think it's the Kate Burkholder series.
Yeah, when she says darker ones, so I'm gonna guess it's probably the
thriller-ish. Yeah. I think that's who you mean.
Yeah, and poor Tiffany, yes.
Yeah.
And good morning, Dusty Book Sniffers. And Jessica Lynn says, having no power sucks. I hope she's able to charge a phone at least. Yes.
Yes.
And Dusty says, I am editing today. All right. Get some
Excellent.
good editing done. And Mel Mac says, hi, Stormer. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everyone. I'm reading Murder in an Irish Cottage by Maddie Day, number 4 in the Cozy Capers. My book just fell between the sofa and the wall, so I can't check what page I'm on.
Always an excuse, Mel. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was always going to say it's a good excuse. So
she'll be like, I couldn't read that sprint because the book was
because I couldn't get it out from between. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm channeling Tiffany because she's not here.
Yeah. And Jesse says, hello, Storm, Sarah. Hope you're all doing well. Yes, we are doing very well. We will start a reading sprint at 15 after, just so you know. Got about 4 minutes to go. And Melmac says, Murder in Cape Cottage, not Irish Cottage. Apparently, I have no clue what I'm reading or what I'm doing. I wondered, I was like, I thought you already read the Irish one, and then you said Maddie Day, and I was like, oh, okay.
Is there a new book I'm not familiar with?
Yeah. And Nose in a Book says, I love Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Nose in a Book says, I'm a new subscriber. So hi, everyone. Well, hi. Thank you.
Well, that's it. If you love Jane Eyre, you have to read Rebecca because that's where she.
Yeah, because Jane Eyre is
right?
like one of my favorites. But yeah, I've never.
Yep.
And Nancy said, Du Maurier writing is exquisite.
Yes.
And Anita says, welcome to Nose in a Book. Cajun says, at my I think you combined a couple of books there. Yep. Amy's Bookish Life. Hi, so good evening. I'm going to work on editing my BookTube anniversary video and then go from there. Well, happy BookTube anniversary.
Absolutely.
And Nose in a Book says, I'm stuck on The Fury Cross and had to put it down for a bit. I love the other books in the Outlander series, but book 5 feels slow.
You know what? I hear that from a lot of people that as the series continues on, it's almost like just ended already. You know what I mean? Like
because they stay pretty big too, don't they? Like through all of them.
They're chunkers all the way through.
Yeah. Melmac says J.C. Eden announced the next Sophie Kimball book coming out later this year. Strike Out for Murder involves baseball and barbecue. Yay!
Oh, fun!
I always get worried whenever I get to the catch up to the one. It's like, is there going to be another one out?
Yeah.
Never know. Melmac said Cajun. I keep wanting to call it Irish Cottage. And Anita says, no, it's a Kate Young. Oh, okay, the Jane Doe cozy. And so, Sarah, what are you reading tonight?
I am working on a historical fiction, House of Silence by Sarah Barthel, I think. It's about a woman who witnesses her fiance do something really bad. And then she doesn't want to marry him, but her mother's like, you're going to marry him because it's 1850 and that's what was done back then. And she ends up getting herself placed in a sanatorium with Mary Todd Lincoln.
Oh.
So, yeah. I'm much old, like she was an older woman at that point.
Are you liking it?
Yeah, it's a reread for me because I read it once years ago And I wasn't reading historical fiction yet, but now I'm rereading it. I'm actually liking it more than I did the first time around.
So since your tastes have changed a little bit, you're seeing if you would like it. Is that what
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
What are
I
you reading?
am reading or listening to Daisy Darker.
Ooh.
I finally got to Daisy Darker, and I'm only 10% in, but it's not all that interesting yet. So I'm hoping it gets a little bit more interesting. And my friend keeps predicting that I'm not gonna like it, and I'm like, shut up, just shut up. Because I was like, does it pick up a little bit? She goes, it picks up a little bit, but doesn't get better. Like, you're
That is
not
not
helping
helpful.
any here. You're not helping. Jessica Lynn says, yes, it's the one that I've been wanting to read for a long time. I have like 6 of them, even though I've never read them. I have a lot of series from the past that I want to start or continue in 2023.
Mm.
Oh, I have a lot of those. Oh, yay, more Streetman. Yeah, more Streetman. It says, I got the pirate book on my Kindle. Hey, Sarah, are you familiar with Laura Pender's writing?
No, I am not. And I looked it up and it is available on Thrift Books, and I kind of just want it because of the cheese factor. I want a physical edition of it.
I need to look up like what the cover looks like because
It's like a woman being carried like in the arms of like this ghost looking dude. It's pretty awesome.
that looks cool. Yeah, that sounds cool. And Jenny says, yes, that was it. Thank you.
You are welcome.
That, yeah. Okay. It is 15 after, so we will read to the top of the hour. Is that good?
Sounds good. Gonna go get dinner.
Okay, you go get you something good to eat and we'll eat.
Happy reading.
Happy reading, everyone. So how did everybody do? How about you, Sarah?
I got about 10% more red and I ate my dinner.
What did you have?
Leftover tacos. Or leftover taco. Well, yeah, leftover tacos.
That sounds yummy.
It was. How'd you do?
I got to 21%. Starting to pick up a little bit, so hopefully, but yeah, we had the first body drop, so now it's getting better.
I'm hoping because I think, like I mentioned, that was my extra book that I picked from Book of the Month this month.
Well, everybody else seems to like it, and I don't know. I'm very picky with thrillers. I think I have a hard time with them. I want to like them. They always sound really good, but then sometimes are and also like isolated thrillers. I'm trying to decide if I like the premise, but I don't necessarily like them quite as much.
Fair enough. No, that's fair. It's just like any other trope,
Yeah,
right?
because they always sound good. Everybody's there in this place. They can't get away. But then also, they're all there in this place and they can't go
And they
anywhere.
can't get away. Yeah.
And so it's like everything happens right there. And I'm not quite sure if that's something for me. I'm trying to figure it out.
Interesting. Interesting.
And Annie says, "Hi, all, reading Read to Death by Holly Danvers." And Melmac says, "Sarah, somebody has to fill in for Tiffany."
Just trying.
And Jessica Lynn said, "Melmac, I first read that and thought you threw it in there, not that now that it feels like I was about to ask what the book ever did to you." Okay, so dropped it down in there, yeah. Like, was she not liking how it was going? So she got rid of it.
Like putting it in the freezer, but just put it down the side of the couch.
And talking about her messing up the title, Kate, she said the Cajun. I think it was a buddy read last fall, right before the Christmas one, about an Irish cottage. And she says, "Yep, number 5." And Nose in a Book says, "I'll be reading the Poldark series this year. I've only read the first book a few years ago when I bought the book, but I will be rereading it and reading a book a month. I love the show." Yeah, see, I've read the first one. I really, really liked Poldark. I started watching the show, and then I found out that it was a series. And so I was like, "Oh, wait, I have to read the books first." So I quit reading or watching the show, and I read the first one. And I keep meaning to continue. And it's one of those that gets stuck at book 1 and hasn't gone anywhere.
Must read book 2.
Yeah. And Nose in the Book says, "If you like Outlander, you'll like Poldark." Yeah, and I think that would be true too. Because
is there Scottish guys in kilts? Because I'm down.
No, it's more like English, but it's a saga, so there's like a lot of books and spans a long period of time. And with this,
let's be realistic. No one reads Outlander for that reason. They read Outlander for Jamie. Period.
Well, and I liked Ross Poldark, so it's like I don't know.
I'll have to look it up.
And if you look up the series, the guy that plays him, it's really easy to picture him now as like the guy that plays in the book. So.
I will have to look it up.
And Melmac says, "I set my book on the back top of the sofa, and someone didn't push the sofa far enough against the wall, so that we were dismantling. When we were dismantling the Christmas decorations yesterday. So there went my book. Likely story."
That's funny.
And PK says, "With friends like that," I pick on her. Yeah. Jesse E says, "I'm reading Sworn to Silence by Linda Castillo." And speaking of that darker or Amish one that you were talking about earlier. And Melmac says to Jessica Lynn, "I know there are some books I could throw, but not this one."
Every time I get a book that I could toss, I'm reading it on my Kindle, and I don't want to toss the Kindle.
Audio book or Kindle, yeah. And it's like, whoa. Oh, speaking of like those kind of things, my friend also read, for those who like thrillers, she read The Villa. And she said it was gearing up to be like 4 stars till the last 30 seconds.
All right, I'm going to stop talking to your friend because there's all these books I want to read, and she just needs to shush her face.
I know. And she's like, it was gearing up to be really good till the ending. And I was like, that's happens with a lot of thrillers. It's like so good, and then the ending happens.
I know. It's true. But no, I read last year by Rachel Hawkins the other one that they did. It's a yellow cover with flowers on it. And that one I quite
Reckless
enjoyed.
Girls? Is that
I
it?
think
Reckless Girls
so.
or Reckless something?
Reckless, something like that, yeah. And then and actually it's funny because I had the Villa from NetGalley, but when I deleted my NetGalley account, I deleted all the books. So I don't have it anymore, so now I have to get a copy of it. But I do want to read it.
Yeah, and see, I read the Wife Upstairs, and I think that was unfair because that's supposed to be kind of like a
A
Jane
Jane
Eyre
Eyre.
retelling, and
Yes.
as a retelling, it was like crappy, but as a thriller, I gave it like a 3-star. It was okay, and so I haven't read anything else from her because I'm like, I don't know. And then
That's
when my
fair.
friend
That's
read
fair.
the second one, she goes, I don't think you'll like this. And then she reads this one and she's like, I still don't think you'd like this.
Oh my god, my library's a 13-week wait for the Villa. All right, let's just put ourselves on the list, and maybe by then I'll forget what your friend said about it.
Yeah. And then Sharon Richardson said, hi, everyone. Reading number 4 of the book retreat series currently. Cool.
Wonderful.
And Jessica Lynn said that Cajun, there's many I have wanted to throw, but have never thrown one before.
Yeah. I've only done it twice. Once was with 50 Shades of Grey because I didn't like the book to begin with, but the ending just really ticked me off. And the other one was a Nora Roberts book. It was the first book in the Key trilogy.
I don't know that one.
But I read that a long time ago, like well before I really got into romance. So that could have been a thing.
I don't like how there's in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the ones that I haven't liked how they've ended is either a horror book or a thriller book.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
And Sharon says, though you may appreciate that got to see Jen McKinley Saturday, talked about her new book, and Paige Shelton was there shopping, so I met her too.
That is awesome.
That is so cool.
Awesome.
I think I accidentally went over I was gonna say I forgot. She said that she was gonna throw in Lonesome Dove when we were talking about Outlander and all those.
Yeah.
Big books. I heard a lot of people like Lonesome Dove, and I actually have it. Just will I ever read it? I don't know.
It's a commitment.
Yeah.
It's a commitment. Mm-hmm.
Said found out that Paige, Jen, and Kate Carlisle all live here and are in a writing group together. Well, that is so cool.
That is awesome.
And Jen maybe said, finally made it. Hi, everyone. I'm starting Killers of a Certain Age on audio. I just got that on audio, and I'm like, dadgummit, I've got too many things going. I'm like, but I really want to try that one because I do like her Veronica Speedwell series, and I'm kind of curious how she writes all these historical ones, and now this one's not historical. I'm kind of curious. It's about older assassin ladies or whatever. So, and Jessica Lynn said to Sharon, "Oh wow, that's really cool, Sharon. I hope you were able to get lots of pictures." And then she said, "I took one photo, but I didn't book sign, so that's cool."
Yay!
Yeah, whenever I was meeting authors at BEA in like 2016, it was the first time I ever went to anything. I was too shy to ask them for their photo, like with me or anything. I took little photos from afar.
Like the paparazzi.
Yeah. And Kim says, reading nonfiction, The Unknowers by Lindsay McGooey.
I want to say, yeah. Interesting.
I'm kind of curious by the title what that is.
Right?
Hi, Courtney says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Blood Marked, the second book in A Legend Born, and it's going slow, but I am determined to work through it. So I hope it picks up for you then. I hate it whenever it's something that you're really anticipating because it's the second book in a series. So you think it's going to be really good. So I'd hate for it to be super slow the whole time. And so I disappeared. So she's like, we lost them both.
Oh my God, it's chaos.
And Cozy says, having a app there, read a biscuit, a casket while I crochet. I think they updated her reading voice recently because I found it pleasant. Yeah,
Oh, I might
I
try that.
find her reading voice to be fairly pleasant. It's just funny when she reads certain words. And especially if they're like cut off like half here and half on the other like sentence
Yes.
from how she
Yes.
it's kind of funny. And Storm is back, yes. And Cody said, Sharon, that's so cool. I love Paige Hilton. Yes, I like her too. And Melanie said, hi everyone. Reading The Ember Blade. PK said, Storm, regarding 23 and 23, I'm figuring 2 a month since most are big fantasy. Luckily, these first 2 have been really good. All of the books I want to read rather have 2, so which helps. Okay.
Yes.
It does help whenever you pick good ones. When you put them good ones on your TBR.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so Anita got to 11%.
Right.
71%. Ooh, getting close. And the PK says, I'm allowing myself to DNF if I don't like a book, and okay if I don't do all of them. No obligations is the thing. Yeah, just
fantastic.
It's nice to have a list sometimes, as long as you don't feel like you have to like read everything on that list.
Absolutely.
I know there are some people that if they make a list, they have to stick with that list. And I cannot do that.
It's okay to deviate.
Yes. Jessica Lynn says, I read 24 pages, made it to 84, and watched 3 videos. That was on my TBR, YouTube subscription page.
It's like a TBR. It's a TBW, to be watched.
Words are failing me right now.
It's a Monday. It's okay. Yes.
Book fans at 55% read.
Great job.
And Sherry says, good evening, everyone. Just finished eating tacos. Well, looky there. Tacos is the theme.
Forget Taco Tuesday. Taco Monday.
Taco Monday, yep. And just scanned 17 pages. 17 pages. Karen, I read 26 pages and finished my book.
Hey, fantastic, Karen. Great job.
Hi, Krista. Just got here. Hi, ladies. I'm going to be listening to Spinning Silver tonight, as well as answering comments and working in my book journal to finish setting up 2023.
My goodness. Busy night.
Yeah, sounds like it. And Cajun said 96%. Yes, still reading. Yeah, I was going to say, yes, you should still be reading. And that's, says I made it to 86%. Should finish tonight. All right.
Great job.
And Melmac says, I retrieved my book and read 18 pages. Yay. I figured she was going to use that as an excuse on no pages read because it was behind there. So. It says I read 60 pages, totally into the story, and time just flew by.
Fantastic.
So it means you're enjoying your book at least.
Right.
PK says, Sarah, you've inspired me to do other reading goals. I thought about your throwback reads and remembered the romance books I used to read from the 80s.
Well, stay tuned tomorrow, right, Storm?
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yep, stay tuned tomorrow. We both have an announcement.
Very exciting.
And Ashley says, I love these older Harlequin intrigues. I think the one with the ghost may be my favorite. The cheesier, the better, yes.
Back in the day, Intrigue did some great Gothic ones as well. They were fantastic.
Yeah. And I really like I like the Intrigue covers now, but I just really like them when they were white, the white ones. I really like them.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing I noticed, because I read the older one that wasn't even that old, the BJ Daniels one last week, and then the brand new one that came out this month. And, I have no problem with adult content, but the BJ Daniels one had the romance, and it was so secondary that it was like you were so involved in the mystery. Do you know what I mean? And I really, really, yes. And I love that. And then when I read the one by Katie Richards, it was a great book. I love the Katie Richards book. But this part of me was like, but I care about the mystery. I mean, it's fine that these two people want to hook up, but give me the mystery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the BJ Daniel one that you had, that you said I was reading or whatever in your series one that you had your video or whatever, the Christmas one.
Yeah, Christmas Ransom.
Yeah. See, I was gonna use that for like the category romance readathon as like the sweet, but I was like, this isn't very sweet.
No, and because they're now allowing Intrigue to put, but certain authors are doing it. So like BJ Daniels does that in her in her single title, but like somebody like Julianne Lindsay, she would never put that in there because that's not how she writes, to my assumption, right? So
yeah. Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
that's why it did. It surprised me since that. I mean, that was a new intrigue, and I was like, wait, this
And I
isn't supposed
think
to be there.
my personal opinion, I'm a little disappointed by that because it used to be the same with the romance line. The romance line used to be a sweeter line, but now they're allowing some authors to put in adult content. And for I think about people who've been reading these for years who are reading them, expecting them, going, "Oh wait, do you know what I mean?" I don't like that they changed it.
Yeah,
That's just
they have plenty of lines that cater to that, so they should cater
yes,
to the ones that just prefer to read a sweeter romance. I think.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
some
I
of us
agree.
that like to read the sweeter romances want a little bit of intrigue. So it's
Right?
because the PK says I'm locating used copies of the Love Swept line I prefer, and going to read as best as I can in publication order. At least
Wow.
one a month. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I've been adding in some of mine, and I've got a Love Swept now and then.
Ooh. I
That's
have
why
a
when
couple of
I
them.
had this one right up here, and then you were talking, I was like, that title sounds very familiar when you were talking
Right?
about it. And it's because I've been adding some of them in, and I was like, that one was like at the top of the list over here. I was like, no wonder
Yeah.
it sounds
See?
familiar.
See? It means you gotta read it.
Yeah. And I think it was, is it like it's the first in a series too? So,
It is the first. Yes.
yeah,
So there
because I
you go. So
noticed that.
it's
I
the
was like,
first.
ooh, that means I can read it. It's the first one. And
Yes.
Jessica Lynn said Restless Girls is correct. I thought
Thank you.
so.
Yes.
And Jessica Lynn says, I have read her YA books, and Erin Sterling is also Rachel Hawkins. And I loved X Hex, so I think her YA romance books, I like her YA romance books, but not so much the thrillers. Yeah, I did. I never finished the series because, again, that's how it goes. But she had, I think, the Witches one, like the Hex Hall or something like that. I think it was
Oh, okay. Okay.
that she did. I read the first one and I liked it, but I never continued. So
But I'm with Jessica. I like the X Hex. I thought it was really good.
I haven't tried that. I need to try it.
Hmm.
But Nancy said she DNF 50 Shades after about 50 pages. Yeah, I could see that
You're
happening.
smarter than me. I wasted time on it.
And the Melmac said to Sharon, it's cool that you got to meet those authors and that Kate Carlisle's in the same book group. She writes
Hmm.
my favorite cozy series. Oh, favorite cozy series, the Bibliophile series. Melmac said to Sarah, I love the Key trilogy. I put it in store. I see, I thought it was on mine.
Yeah.
I thought it was on mine,
She's
but I
like,
never
that
got to
sounded
it.
familiar.
But I didn't get to it.
Sorry, Melmac.
So, how are you feeling? Do you want? Can we read to the top of the hour, or are you getting
Sure.
tired and want to cut out a little
No,
early?
no, I'm
Okay,
good. I'm good.
okay. So
I'm
we'll go
not
ahead and
Tiffany.
read to we'll read to the top of the hour then. And
Happy reading.
happy reading. So how'd you do?
Another 10% read. I'm about 60% of the way through the book now. I hope to get it done tomorrow.
Cool. I am 31% in. So
Excellent.
another body has dropped.
The
I'm
body
not
count is
feeling
right.
really close to anybody, so it's like, well, okay. Another one dropped. Not a very likable family. So Jessica Lynn says, I read all 350 Shades books literally to talk about them with my sister. They are horrible books, but are like Twilight for me. They suck, but are hilarious to talk about.
Yep.
And Melmac says, I read the 50 Shades trilogy, but I just couldn't with the movie casting. I just prefer to pretend the movies didn't exist.
Yep.
And Dusty said she got her video edited and uploaded. Yay!
Fantastic.
And Jessica said to Melmac, 1,000% agree. The movies were even worse than the books. And then Dusty said, all I want to do is read. I hope you're getting in some reading.
Yep.
And then Tina, this was the last sprint. She's like, whoops, I didn't realize the sprint ended. I was cooking dinner. So.
That's okay.
Melmac says to Jessica, and they're not high quality literature, but they can't be that horrible if we read them all three.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, because you could have stopped at one, but you did finish them all.
And I stopped at one, and everybody's like, go on and read. I'm like, no, there is no redeeming anything in this book.
It's like, no, if I don't like this one, I'm not going to like the other ones.
No.
Hey, Jared says, hi, everyone. Finally made it home, made dinner, lobster ravioli, and ready to read. I want to go to your house and eat.
Seriously.
And Jessica Lynn said to Melmac, right, if you finished one, you need to finish the other two just for the conversation. Yeah.
Sure.
If you have somebody to talk to about. That's the only
exactly.
reason I actually read Twilight was because a friend of mine was like, please, I need somebody to talk to them about. But I'm like, but I didn't like the first one. And so I suffered and I read all of them just so I could talk to them. And it's like, ugh. Melmac said, I thought the books were just guilty pleasure fun. Nothing to last the test of times or make it into archives or anything.
God, no.
Nadine says, I think I have to read Outlander, but I'm concerned about the book page count. But men in kilts.
If you want Nadine, just watch the TV show. It's the same thing. And you get visuals.
Yeah. And I don't know, do you listen on audio? Because the audios are really good, Nadine, and it goes by a lot quicker.
Is
it goes by
amazing.
A lot quicker whenever you do. I mean, just don't look at that percentage because I mean it does take a while.
It's daunting.
Yeah, it's what, like 40 hours or something like that. But yeah, it goes pretty quick once you get into it. I thought the audiobook went really quickly. So.
I mean, Outlander was the first audiobook I ever listened to, and like Davina Porter is just, if they can't change the narrator, they can never change the narrator because she makes those audiobooks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Cozy said, I'm making good progress on my reading goals and SAS list, but it's only January. Yeah.
It's only the 9th of January, people. Let's take it down.
We're all doing really well so far, but yeah. Will we fall off? Will we fall off of the, And Jessica says, yes, just like Twilight. Yeah.
And 50 Shades was Twilight fan fiction.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yes. It was like Melmac says, I can't disparage the Twilight saga. Those were just fun. There are also books that inspired Julianne Lindsay to start writing her own words. So JL fans, keep that in mind. Yes, I remember her talking about that in the interview. That
is awesome.
She's like, wow, I didn't know that. Thanks, Stephanie, for inspiring Jessica and Lindsay.
Right.
If we got anything from Stephanie Meyer, we got Julianne Lindsay to write.
Precisely.
And Tina says, I'm now eating dinner, chicken cutlets, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Sounds yummy too.
Are you eating solid food yet, Stormer?
I have started a little bit. Like I ate some like a toast to check it out and see how it goes. But a lot of excess chewing makes my jaw hurt. but I can do it. It makes it hurt a little bit.
It just
So
takes a little bit longer to. You
yes, so
really have to enjoy your food.
yes, yes, it definitely makes me slow down when I'm eating. So and laughing makes it hurt too. So
oh no.
and so Melmac says, speaking of guilty pleasure books, I added book 1 of the Mile High series by T.L. Swan to my January TBR. I read the first chapter and it's kind of smutty.
It's kind of smutty.
Well, I could tell by the title it was going to be kind of smutty.
Right? T.L. Swan.
And Jessica Lynn says, oh no, Melmac, don't tell me that.
Well, the first book is called The Stopover.
Oh. And Melmac says, I know, right? Thank you, Stephanie Meyer. Without Twilight Saga, Twilight might have never been a victim, or Tiffany might never been a victim in the Christmas Tree Farm book. Yeah.
It's like 6 degrees of separation. Like,
and so I think Tiffany should be writing Stephanie a thank you note for inspiring her death.
Death, yeah. Thank you for no.
I think so. And Sherry says she's listening to Refugee by Alan Gratz.
Interesting.
Are you enjoying that one, Sherry? I think I've read one book I think it's a trilogy. I've read the first book in the series by him, but that's as far as it got.
That's your shtick. Mine's reading out of order. Yours is just reading the first book.
Yep. And Sharon says, Melmac, right? We have a lot of great authors that are local to us. Diane Gabaldon from Under lives here and signed both books quite frequently or interviews other authors at the bookstore as well.
Oh. I must go to this bookstore.
Where do you live? We're going to come and visit you.
Right? I want a signed copy of any of the Outlander books. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool. And Anita says, well, she's going to leave a bit early, turn into a pumpkin like Tiffany. She's so tired. Well, I know you're long gone, but have a good night.
Have a good night.
Cajun finished my book. Yay.
Yay.
Hi, Snazzy. Said, hi, all just popping in. I'm listening to Parasite by Meyer Grant.
Ooh.
And Val said, made it to 81%. I may have to finish it tonight. Yeah.
Fantastic.
You get that far into it, you just got to go and do it.
Right? Unless it's like Outlander at 81%, you've still got a chunk book left.
Yeah. Yeah, you got half a book to go.
Yeah.
Book fans, 62%.
Nice.
Snazzy says at 58% into Parasite. Are you liking that, Snazzy? I wasn't a huge fan of Myra Grant's writing. I tried Feed, and I think she has the Siren books. What is it? I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember, but yeah, just wasn't a fan. Jessica Ann says 19 pages. I'm almost done with the first story, The Mist.
Very good.
Yes, so she is reading Stephen King.
There you go.
Tina says cleaned up after dinner and read 13% of books can be deceiving. Jessica Lynn, 44%, page 97.
Very good.
Jen says made it to 18%. All right. Jared, 78% finished with my book, A Mystery by Al Roker.
Is it that Al Roker?
Yeah, I think he wrote, like, I think, if I'm right, is it the ones that he wrote that's on Hallmark? The ones with,
Interesting.
oh, now I forgot her name. Oh, I forgot her name. It's a black lady that's on Hallmark a lot, and I can't remember.
Oh.
It's got like 3 names. Holly something. Oh, I can't.
Interesting.
It's right there, but it just won't. But yeah, she has a series of like mysteries that are on there, and I think he's the one that wrote those.
Ollie Robinson Pete?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Like, I know it's like Ollie something. Jared says, I always cook enough to feed a small army because someone is always coming over for food. So come on down.
There you go.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Amy says, I made it to 26%. And Hannah says, I'm coming in and here kind of smutty. I'm curious now. And coming from Melmac, too. You know, that's kind of strange. And the Cozy said, Storm, I wonder why your jaw so sore for so long. Did you get a crown put in? If not, probably spot healing up when I got my crown. Luckily, I was only sore for a day or two. Yeah, I swear it was like a nightmare. It's hard to explain, but I mean that guy pushed and prodded, like digging and all kinds, and like he tried deading it like 5 times, and I was still like he would say, just he goes, "Are you sure it's not pressure?" And I'm like, "Well, there's a pain shooting all the way back here, so I don't know. Is that pressure?" I mean, it's like it's my first time having anything like that done.
Yeah.
And I mean, I went to an Access Dental place where I only had to pay $30 because I don't have insurance. And
Fair.
so I'm like, I don't know if he's a young dentist. Well, he looked young, so maybe he's a newer dentist. I don't know, but I just know it hurt. The top one, no problem. Pulled that right out. It was okay, but the bottom one, it took him a while. And he
It could
said he
be
had
like
to
some
surgically
trauma.
do it. So I don't know because I mean he did drilling and all that stuff.
Oh,
So yeah, and it just could be me. I don't heal up very well. I don't know, but it just feels weird. Like when I like chomp down, it feels weird. Like it's still swollen or something over there.
yes. Yeah.
And Snazzy says, I read 50 Shades book 1 and started book 2 before I gave up. I never read Twilight. I have seen the movies though.
You're one ahead of me.
Yeah, and there's some people that like the books and don't like the movies. Some people like the movies, didn't like the books.
Yep.
I thought the movies were okay, but I was not a fan of the main characters, like the people that played the main characters. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And because I'm not sure where I am in my book, but crocheted a few rows and started chicken sandwiches and fries. Cool.
That sounds good.
And my library has Outlander on CD, 28 CDs, 32 and a half. That's why I said, I mean, it is very long, but the narrator is really good. So I think sometimes if you have a good narrator, it doesn't matter if it's long and you don't mind investing, several
I'm
hours
just
a day.
picturing it being on CD and you're driving in your car. It's like, put in disc 2. God damn it.
Yeah.
Plus, on CD, you can't speed it up.
No, you can't.
Oh, Lord. So it would be 32 full hours.
You can speed it up. I think you can speed it up just a tad bit if you put it in your computer. If your computer has a place.
Yeah, mine doesn't even
have a lot of the new
CD
ones don't have that anymore. But whenever I used to have my old computer and I used to get the CDs from Tantor Audio because they used to send them to me to review. And before they went to pretty much mostly like digital and everything, they used to send me the ones with the CDs and you could put them in there and you could speed it up a little bit. But like it was like slow, normal, fast, but the fast wasn't very fast.
Yeah.
You can speed it up a little bit, but
I get a kick out of listening to the old, like, the Hannah Swensons.
Oh,
because
yeah.
if you're listening to them digitally, it's like, this is the end of disc 1. And I'm like,
Actually,
you didn't take that out when you edited it,
I think the other one that I'm listening to, the Back of Beyond, it's an older book too, and it'll say something about disc 1 or disc 2, end of disc.
Yeah. I'm like, clearly nobody edited them. They just made them digital and threw them.
Yeah. We'll just, put this in the thing, run them over here and copy it off and throw them
Somebody
out
did it on a Friday and they just wanted to be done for the weekend.
So Sassy says that I love Myra Grant. I really get on with her writing. I love both of the things you mentioned. Okay.
There you go.
And the Momax says my phone battery almost died, so I had to restart. I read 14 pages.
Excellent.
Cool. Amy says I got through about half of editing my video. I don't have much left. I am also listening to On the Banks of Plum Creek as I edit. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, see, somebody knew what I was talking about, Holly Robinson Pete.
There you go.
I spent the whole 2 hours playing on Libby. And that happens sometimes, yes.
Been there, done that.
Yep, that's Al Roker. Yep. I thought
Yep,
so.
okay.
It's the morning show mysteries, I think is what it is. It just popped into my head. It's like, because she's like the host of a morning show and everything. So, yeah.
That's so fun. I might have to check those out.
And Jarrett said a male professional chef named Billy Blessing. Yes. Except for that's funny because it's a male professional chef, but it's a female on the TV show because her
Oh,
name is Billy Blessing, but
okay.
it's her. So that's funny.
Well, that is interesting.
So they didn't
Hmm.
think a male would have done. I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't always have to be a female
Yeah. Goodness no.
because most cozy mysteries are females, but it's kind of nice whenever you find a male lead
Well, yeah, it's
in
a
a
nice
cozy.
change from the usual.
Yes, Holly Robinson Pete. She's on Morning Show Mysteries, a series written by Al Roker. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Awesome.
And he says, I'm usually in pain for 2 weeks to a month after a crown. My sister's the same way.
Well, I
Ouch.
hope you're not suffering like that.
Well, me too. That doesn't sound good. I keep telling myself basically it's been 5 days since it happened if I don't count the day it happened. So I'm counting like after,
Yeah.
because it's only been like 5 days. So. And Sherry says, got 28% and took a shower.
Very good.
Oh, teeth pain is the worst. I'm sorry. Thank you. I DNF'd my reread of Twilight. Edward was so awful. Yes. Yeah, I don't think I could try them again. And Snazzy says, when I had my bottom wisdom teeth removed, the root was into my facial nerves. It was sore for a long time, and I had nerve damage in my face. Yeah, see, that's what I was wondering because I mean, like he would be digging, and he's like, are you sure it's not pressure while he's pushing?" And my head is going like this, and I'm sliding off of the thing, And he's like, "Get back over here." I'm like, "It's not like I need to, but you're pushing on my head."
Oh,
Literally.
oh my Lord!
It's like
You poor thing.
it's like, well, if you don't want people to move, then put their head in something where they can't move.
Right? Oh my Lord!
So yeah, it wasn't the best experience at the dentist. It does not make me want to go and see about the other side. So.
Wow.
And Jared says, looks like they turned my guy into a gal for the Hallmark show. Yep, they did. And says, my surgery was a year ago tomorrow. Left side of my tongue and roof of my mouth were where they removed the tumor and reconstructed, and my neck where they removed the lymph nodes are still numb. Wow.
Really?
And a year
Wow.
ago. It doesn't seem like it's been that long ago since you had all that surgery and stuff done. Wow.
Wow, Cajun, that's awesome. Wow. Holy cow.
And Melmac says, one of my friends had her wisdom teeth removed during their senior year of high school. Her face was swollen and black and blue. She looked like she went a few rounds the boxing ring. And
When I had mine done, the one side, like it was all under here. It was like completely black and blue. It was not pretty.
Everyone in no pain. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
And Val says, if you still have the CD, DVD driver in your computer, you can copy the CDs to your computer. Then you can transfer it to your audio device and you can speed it up. That is true. I forgot.
Smart.
Yes, because we used to call it ripping it to the you used to have the little iPods or whatever. I think.
Yes.
Rip it to your iPod. Yeah.
Yes.
And Jesse says, I've read 11 of my Harlequin romances so far, trying to knock out 25 in January and 40 in February.
Wow. That is awesome.
You just read those really quick because that's a lot. Wow.
Right?
And Melmac said, which character did Hallmark change? Yes, the Billy Blessing one. And says, Tuesdays are when most books are released and added to the library. I always get excited to see what they added.
Agreed.
And Melmac says, I remember you were going through, to Cajun when she was going through all that. Yeah.
Yep.
And Jared says, the main character, he's a male professional chef in my book. Yeah. That is weird that they changed.
Yeah.
And said, sorry, having Wi-Fi issues. I hate that too.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessica Lynn says, I tried rereading Twilight and I just couldn't get past Belle's stupidity. And Rose says, I hope the x-ray he x-rayed you afterwards to make sure he got all the root. No, he did not. He did all the digging, said, okay, it's out, and I was gone.
Yeah, you're like, thank you.
Yeah, there was There was no make an appointment for, check back to see how it was done. It was just it's over, it's done. You can leave now.
Absolutely.
Here's your
Absolutely.
pain pills. He did send me give me some pain pills or whatever, which I only have like a half of one left because I cut the last one in half trying to make it last.
Understandable.
But then they're like, he said the switch between like Tylenol and ibuprofen, so I've been trying to do that too, and it seems
Okay.
to work okay. It's mainly like a dull ache, and just if I overwork it, like all this reading and all that kind of stuff, overworking a little bit, it hurts. But
Yes.
other than
Yes.
that, it's not really too bad.
That's good. That's good. It's probably just trauma.
Yeah, I feel like I'm talking funny, but I don't know if I am or
No,
not.
I don't hear it. So,
So, Anna says, I had to get my wisdom teeth surgically removed, thankfully, but I was gassed up for my cavities at the request. Yeah, slower. I would have liked to have been gassed up. What is it? Sedation dentistry sounds really, really nice now.
I see the dentist has never ever bothered me, I guess because I haven't gone through something like that. But when they've had to do cavities and stuff, if they have to freeze me, there was one that wouldn't freeze the one time, and it was a cavity that the cavity had come out, like the filling had come out, so they had to do it again. And she's like, "You're not frozen." I'm like, "Just do it," because I did not have time to deal.
Well, after like the fourth or fifth time, and like the one, I think the last one, he like went right into like the nerve or
Oh
whatever and stuff. And that one really hurt. He goes, yeah, I know that one's gonna hurt or whatever. And then he waited a little bit, and then he'd come back in to do it. It still hurt, and I was just like, just do it, just get it
yeah,
out.
I
I'm
just
done
want
by
it
now.
done.
I'm tired. I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah, absolutely.
Cajun said, yes, Storm. I was shocked last week when I realized how long it's been. Yeah. And Melmac said, I guess there's no limit to creative license. The Hallmark Channel had Brooke Shields playing a character who is a short, feisty redhead in her mid-20s. Yeah. I think they put in people they think is going to draw people to
Yes.
watch it, not necessarily want to stay within the parameters of the actual book.
Well, I mean, look at Hannah Swenson. I mean, Allison Sweeney is not Hannah Swenson. I'm
Yeah.
sorry at all.
Yeah, and see, and I've only read a couple of those books, so that didn't bother me too much, but I know a lot of people. But then when I started watching the Tea Garden ones and I went back and decided to read the books, I was like, this is not Candace Cameron. And so it was kind of funny. And Jessica Lynn says, I had mine done at the same time. Luckily, I had 3 wisdom teeth. The fourth never developed. And Jen says, I'm going to head to bed. Very long day today, and I will be tomorrow too. Thanks for the sprints. Good night, everyone. Bye, Jen.
Bye, Jen.
Sarah said, I need the video on the Harlequin intrigues.
I will get to it. I will get to it.
I agree. We need a Harlequin intrigue. And Hallmark is just not good with shows and TVs anymore. It's quite sad. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. I think they do too many, and they're running out of things to do. I mean, when you write the same things over and over and over again, just in a different season.
Well, that's it. Exactly. And I know I saw, was it on Instagram? No, not on Instagram. It was on Twitter today. Brie posted something about a Hallmark movie that was out where it didn't go with the formula where she kissed him within the first 10 minutes of the show. And that's like, oh my God, that never happens. And people were all freaked out about it. I'm like, there's a formula when.
Yeah. When you're used to usually there's the missed opportunity, almost kisses or whatever, or they almost
Yes.
somebody interrupts them. That happens maybe 2 or 3 times during the movie, but yeah, there's never.
Yeah. I'm like, wow.
And Jarrett said, nope, I kind of like him being a guy in the book. It's a new perspective and what I'm used to. I think you lose that when changing him. Yeah, well, that's why I said. I mean, and the thing is it's really weird because they do have a mystery. They have the gourmet detective, and it's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know why they couldn't have made this guy.
Yeah,
unless they didn't think they had a popular enough black actor to play, and so they used the girl maybe, but I don't know. They could have
Yeah.
changed the detective. I liked the detective in the show. He could have been the main character. And Mel says one of the historical cozy series I've read has a male sleuth, and that was one of the things I liked about it because it's not common in cozy. Yes, and I know which one she's talking about.
And I still like it. I know it wasn't called cozies back then, but the Cat Who Mystery series, that's a male lead, a male
Yeah,
who has two cats, you know?
the cat man instead of a cat lady.
Exactly, exactly.
And Cajun says Storm probably because he did so much digging, it has to heal and recover. Yeah, that's what I'm figuring.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, if it doesn't heal up soon, I may call them and say, "Hey, is there a reason why this isn't?"
Agreed. Yeah, just a quick phone call. You should be, yeah.
And Rose said Jessica probably because Hallmark tries to make so many, so they only care about views and not quality. Yeah.
100%.
And Melmac says that's because Hallmark has 365 movies, new movies each year. And, they probably even have more than that if you count all the Christmas ones that they.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy. They have so many. Well, and that's why I like the Great American Family. They did 18 new Christmas movies. That's all they had was 18.
Wow.
But then
That's so
Hallmark's
odd.
got like 40.
Yeah. They start in October, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And that made me mad one year too because there was supposed to be a crossword mystery coming out on the one weekend, but because Lifetime started theirs earlier, they scratched the crossword mystery and put Christmas in real quick. And I
oh, that's
was like,
disappointing.
"Oh, you're not, getting brownie points with me because I was so
Mm-mm. No, that's horrible.
It's bad enough they take away my mysteries and do Christmas all the time during that time period."
Right?
Is I think like 2 or 3 new Christmas movies this year. Oh, I think I liked 2 or 3 Christmas movies this year out of the ones I saw.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they're all, you get to a point where if you watch it a lot, that they're all the same. And a
You've
lot of the
watched one, you've
Christmas
seen them all.
movies, and a lot of
Yeah,
the Christmas movies this year, it's like, okay, I could have sworn they made that last year, but they just changed the name of the title.
exactly. Different small towns, something,
Yeah. And Nancy finished Jamaica in 5 stars. Yay.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And Hannah says, "Oh, I'm reading Hannah Swenson. I only know the movie covers. It threw me off reading the book." Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jessica says, "Yes, that's very true. I agree." And Alex says, "Older movies I like aren't played as much. I still like some of the new ones, but not too much of the Christmas ones anymore." Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, as many movies as they've made, they can play because they play it, 24/7. And the new ones that you see them on there, and they're on there like 10 times. And it's like, we could have had an older movie in there somewhere.
Right? Throwback Thursday where it's just all old
Yeah,
movies.
just all old ones. Yeah. I bet they would get a lot of people watching it.
Oh, I guarantee it. Yeah.
And Jessica says, "Hannah, that did mess up the first few books, but I'm not a fan of the movie covers, so I try to avoid them."
Agreed.
And Rose says, "I think a Hallmark streaming app with all their old shows and movies would be a big hit."
Absolutely.
And they do have a Hallmark app that I think plays a lot of theirs, but I think it's like $5.99 or whatever. It's not free or anything, so you have to pay
Yeah,
for it. And everybody wants their money.
exactly.
And like I says, does Hallmark have an Arbor Day romance movie or Talk Like a Pirate Day? Give them time. Give them time.
They've now heard you.
Yes. It has been put out there in the universe. So
Right. That pirate ghost book that somebody here is reading, that's going to be the next Hallmark.
it says there's always Perot, one of the male MCs. Yes, there is.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I watched Lifetime almost the entire Christmas because it wasn't so many. Yeah, I watched a few of those. Mainly when it came to Hallmark, I watched my favorite Hallmark men.
That's fair. That's fair.
Unless the other ones looked interesting, I watched my Hallmark men.
That's fair.
And I did watch a few Lifetime. And GAC costs money, so I don't get that here, but I enjoyed Lifetime. Yeah, see, it's on, and I don't know if a lot of people get Friendly, but GAC
Mhm.
is on Friendly, and we buy that. So it was just kind of
Oh,
a
okay.
bonus that it was actually on there, because I used to get that for Hallmark, but now Peacock has Hallmark. So if you like subscribe to Peacock, you can get Hallmark on there.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It says, and Hallmark started their Christmas movies earlier and earlier each year. This year it was around October 17th. Soon it will be Easter. It will be, yeah. You gotta start it. And I think they'd still do, like, I don't know if they're doing it this year, but they were doing it
Christmas in
like,
July.
well, they had like, no, that Thursday and Friday they have a Christmas movie on, like later on at night, like starting at 7 or 8 or
Okay.
something,
Okay.
throughout the whole entire year. So it's like you can't get rid of them. They're there all the time. So if you watch them, then you've watched them all year long. You don't want to watch like 2 months worth of the same movies you just
Well,
watched.
that's it. And if that's all they're yeah, no, thank you.
You know, if they would play some of the older ones during, the year or something, that would be different.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Annie says, I like the older Hallmark movies better. I watched The Bridge yesterday. It was so good. Yeah. And Melmac, the next year they will start December 20th. And Cajun says it'll be year-round Christmas movies before long. Yeah, see, they're already. See, I was telling you. And Melmac says, or they'll have an entire channel called Hallmark Christmas and have all.
And that's fine. Then
Yeah,
people
they
can
should
watch
do
it.
that. I mean, that's for people who want to watch them all the time. Whenever I complained on the little Hallmark on Facebook or whatever it is about how I was mad because they took off the Christmas, they're like, well, somebody had to comment, and I'm like, hey, I'm allowed to have my opinion.
Absolutely, you are. Absolutely.
Jared, wasn't there a controversy on Twitter about Hallmark releasing 2 identical Christmas movies this year? Something about a sister swap. That was last year. But yeah, they pretty much did. They were both sisters, so both movies had both the same characters in them and everything. But one was city and one was country kind of thing or whatever it was.
Really? Oh, wow.
But I thought that was kind of an interesting concept. But they were kind of the same. Yeah. And Annie says, I love Hallmark On Demand, which has about 50 movies a month, and a lot are older, so they should get a clue about how popular they are. Yes.
Oh, awesome.
And the Melmac says, yes, they should have Hallmark Christmas Channel for year-round Christmas movies. Then I could watch some of the older ones that rarely play anymore because they are airing some new ones over and over.
Over and over. Yeah.
I agree. I have a DVD library like my books.
That's smart.
Okay, so caught up on the comments, and I will not ask what you have coming up tomorrow because we both have announcement videos coming up. So stay tuned for that, or everybody.
Yep.
Announcement videos coming up. And so have a good night, and I'm going to say goodbye because I'm tired of talking. My mouth's starting to hurt.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody. Thanks, Storm.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.